This is our 1970s Gen 2 Camaro. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is being built for the biggest race on our calendar, Speedfest at Brands Hatch. 30,000 people, roaring V8s, the lot. What we're actually doing, which is making this very different, is we're not just bolting on all of the metal panels, but all of the panels on the car are all going to be carbon fibre. All of which we're going to be able to make in-house. We've even built a curing oven, and we've got all of the materials to start production. So at the moment, it's metal. And what we're doing now is Paul's blending in some of these new panels that we had brought over from America. And then what we're going to do is mould, fiberglass mould all of this in sections. So obviously there's a flange here, so it's going to mould up to here. And then we're going to fabricate that in carbon fibre. So now that Ray's also finished the oven, we thought we'd test it out with some small carbon parts. Let's check it out. So we've tested out the new oven, and this is one of the bits that we've gotten out of it. Let's go under the light. So that's just a 911 headlight, because we needed some more because we lost one, I think it was at Alton. But look at that, it's literally perfect. Perfect headlight.
All right, folks, how we're doing? Just a little update. Show you what we're doing. Looks a bit weird, looks a bit odd, doesn't it? So, but what we're doing, we have to flange this back piece because we're making a mould. So we've welded this in, tacked it in, it's only tacked in. We're just skimming now because I've got to make it all look lovely and pretty for the mould. So, but this is what it's going to be like. We're just going to trim it here, trim it there, and then put a new piece in there, and then under here, so it may just carry on the flange. Same underneath, trim it, make that all, so that will all be one piece. Chunky McFunky. So this side's pretty much all done now. We've got it all nice around the flange. Can't have any radius sort of around the flange, if you see what I mean, because it's got to be nice and straight, because obviously we're making two moulds. So that one mould that side, one mould this side.
Look what we have in! Look what's in the garage! So, again, those of you that are new to the channel, you wouldn't have seen this. This is our Alfa Romeo Mito, which we bought for 150 quid, and we're gonna turn it into like a track day car. But we've not used it for a little while. It's been sitting out in the elements, isn't it, Tom?
It has. You can probably tell. She's been, sat out in the wild, and it looks a bit like it has. So we've got a couple of issues. We've got a power steering issue. It's got electric power steering. It's really common that these go, but I think a lot of the time it's just a bad battery. So I've charged the battery up, but it's still got that intermittent failure. So I might just chuck a new battery in it and see if that solves the problem before we start. Yeah. Digging any deeper.
The other thing that you probably should look at, Tom, is when we moved this from our old, we had a unit somewhere else down the road. When we moved this, what was that? Christ. So when we moved this car from our old unit, Paul drove it for the first time, didn't he?
He did. He enjoyed it.
But what happened? What happened when you first started it up? Wasn't there some blue smoke?
There was, but there isn't any more, and there's oil in it. So
But Paul
sort
did
of job
have.
he just kind of
Paul did have a little spirited drive in it, though, didn't he?
He did. I think that cleared her out. I think she'd been sat
Did
for
it-
a while.
Are you sure that little spirited drive didn't break it?
No, I think that's what solved
Okay.
it.
So what's the plan?
It was like a red arrow when it left.
Okay.
There was so much smoke coming out the back of it, but it's okay now.
So what are we doing? What's the plan?
Well, the challenge is to get an MOT on it because we want to drive it to the track days like we have done before. So
Right.
it just needs a little check over. There's a couple of little niggly problems, but nothing major. So having looked over the car, I found something, and this might be to do with the fact you and I had a go in it around the track. So not only do we have a broken spring,
Oh.
which isn't obviously ideal. These dampers should be pretty strong. You shouldn't be able to compress them by hand. But look. Hang on. You shouldn't be able to do that. So we're going to put coilovers on anyway.
Yeah.
So it's an excuse to do it sooner rather than later.
That's not ideal, is it, Tom?
But yeah, both the fronts are shot and we've got a broken spring.
Side exit exhaust, baby!
It's Friday. Big day today. We are finishing the rear flanges. So I've mocked it all up, as you can see. So that's what it's going to look like. Got a little bit of cutting to do down here and join it all together. There's another one on the top that's got to go in. So, flange is finished. All done. Just trip over there. Underneath. So this is the flange. So we can now mould. I've just got to finish off here, a little bit of filling. A little bit of filling in the top here, just to make sure there's not a locking edge for the mould. And that's it. Happy days. Tom's happy.
I'm very happy.
Happy days. Happy Friday, Tom.
We couldn't leave it in the box any longer. We just had to have a more in-depth look at it.
No, they're not.
What?
Oh no, yes they are. Yes they are.
That's what I thought.
No, they are. Look.
So we can run the exhaust that way then. For speed fast.
Straight into the cockpit.
No, that's the front of the engine.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's round the wrong way.
That's going straight out the
Delete
bottom.
that.
No. It is an LS. It's an LS3. Is it 376525?
Yes.
Is the name?
376 is the displacement.
There we go. Cubic inches.
525 is the horsepowers.
525 is the most powerful crate engine they make in this form. But for those who are interested, this has the ASA camshaft in it.
What does that mean?
It's Chevrolet's most aggressive camshaft they put in the LS3. Pass, I'm not sure. What does it stand for? Do you know what it stands for? Okay, no, I don't know. It has 0.525 of an inch of lift, which is quite a lot.
What's the compression ratio, Tom?
Pass again, I'm not sure. It has 226 degrees of rotation on the intake side and 236 degrees of rotation on the exhaust side, which is quite a lot. It means you can get loads of air in the engine. That's why it makes so much power. It's also quite a lot of lift. So it makes a load of torque as well. And that's what we need for this. I don't know what ASA stands for though. Sorry, I've let the team down.
We've not spoken about the gearbox at all.
No, should we talk about it now?
We can even show them the gearbox.
I take it's that one, is it? Because there's three gearboxes here. It's either this one, or that one over there.
That's the one for the Pagoda. That's an automatic Mercedes Lexus gearbox. This is a G50 out of a Porsche.
Okay, so it's not that one.
We might be actually. No, we're not. This is the gearbox we're putting in it. This is a gearbox from a 535D, I think it is. But they're all the same. It's all the higher power diesel engine BMW's had this gearbox in like between 07 and 2011 or something.
Right.
It's super strong. It's rated like 700 newton meters or something.
700 newton meters. Okay.
So it's enough. It'll be enough.
So it's just it's a BMW gearbox, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So what we've done is we bought an adapter kit, which is off the shelf, which allows us to adapt that gearbox to that engine. Bolts up straight away. It's an adapter plate. It comes with the flywheel. We spec the clutch, which is a twin disc. I think it's a twin disc. It's quite an aggressive clutch, but apparently it's okay for road use. So for racing, it'll be absolutely fine.
Open throttle, isn't it?
The engine should be driven at varying loads and conditions for the first 30 miles.
Right.
Or 1 hour without wide open throttle or sustained high RPM accelerations. Then run 5 or 6 medium throttle, 50%, accelerations to about 4,000 RPM. This engine makes peak power at 6.6, I think. 6.2?
Lower than that, isn't it? It might be lower.
Oh, sorry, it revs to 6.6.
Right.
I think, but it does on how much? I think it'd be a V8, it'd be revving, yeah, I think it's 60. I think it revs to 66. I think
So it's got to be driven at low revs for an hour, did you say?
And then run 5 or 6 medium throttle, then run 2 or 3 hard throttles. You could do it in a day. You could do it quickly.
I'll do the slow one.
Do it quickly.
Well, it says 30 miles. That's
Yeah.
like 25 laps of Brands Hatch, not
Yeah.
that long, is it?
Do you get one of those stickers on the back of the car running in that engine? you know,
That doesn't about that. Yeah, that's a thing from like the 80s.
we definitely need to do that.
Okay.
Like, just leave it on there the entire
They not
season.
just have a pee on.
The other thing that we've done, just ignore the mess because we're still moving in. Because the other thing that we've done is put in the last lift, ramp 3. So this will be the main race car lift. So the plan is, I think it's all working now. It's all up and running. We've just got to put the covers back on the wires, but this is up and running. So now we can clear all of this area, and the plan is to get like the blue car. I think we're getting Gertie here first because that's back, so we can get that ready. So we're going to clear all of this, race car here, and we're ready to go. So there we have it. Lots more progress on the Camaro. I can appreciate that it probably doesn't look too much different from last week's video, but it's a lot of filling. It's a lot of preparation just to allow us to mold the car, which is next week's job. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment, like, and all of that good stuff. We'll see you next week.